You haven't already heard? U.S. intel has warned in the last 48 hours that Cuba has stockpiled from Russia and Iran an army of 300 drones, and they are planning to attack the United States, Florida. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the headlines and also breaking news coming out. Castro has been indicted just a couple of hours ago today, May 20th, 2026. But let's take a look at the headlines so you can see it for yourself. Now, Cuba stockpiles drones and creates a list of American targets amid U.S. blockade and takeover threats. Report says Cuba is in the midst of a humanitarian and energy crisis after months of a de facto U.S. blockade.
Shalom. Call hello Yahweh Shemil Shabbat Shem Akadosh. Double honor to the elder apostles and other bishops of great millstone, even the elder that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity the hope of life tabernacle of David. And the elder Yahshua one, back with the World War III daily update. Shalom and salutations to you all. Look at these words: drones, targets, blockade, takeover, threats, report. Threats and report. We could go right here. Where's my Matthew? Matthew 24 and 6. Right? We did this yesterday. Let's do it again. Oh man, are you serious? Is this what we're doing? No way. We're gonna get blocked like that. Let's see, Matthew 24. And 6. So Lockie, bear with me. Fucking devil is attacking everything I do. All right, here we have threats of wars. So you got rumors of wars, everybody knows. But here's threats. And here's reports. Report. Right here, look, reports of wars, right? Reports of wars. So right here, we got threats and threats, reports. We're dealing with a report that says takeover threats. All right. Attack. Where's attack? Attack. Cuba plans to attack U.S. soil. Takeover, threats, report, blockade, targets, drones, missiles. Drones are new age missiles. Okay? So quickly, we got threats. Okay, let's get drones real quick. Joel 2. We're dealing with missiles, but these missiles, right, can be controlled and they hover. What missile do you know that hovers? Joel 2 and 6. Nations writhe in horror before them. Every face turns pale. They charge like mighty men. They scale the walls like men of war. Each one marches in formation, not swerving from the course. They do not jostle one another. Each proceeds in his path. This thing right here, nations writhe in horror before them. Every face turns pale. Have you seen in Russia, right? You got the Russian soldiers are dealing with drones, and then the drone chases them down until it's just a soldier in the drone, and the soldier can't take the drone down. So eventually, the drone basically records the last few seconds of the soldier's life, right? So what does this mean? Nations writhe in horror before every face turns pale. You see a drone zzz, 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 shooting at you, you're basically a goner. Those things have not tracking. They have aiming, right? Lock. They could develop a lock on you and destroy you. You're not going to take down a drone. You might. They got little weapons for drones and stuff, but guess what? Uh, this is Joel giving his account of what's going on today. Joel didn't see no drones in that account. He didn't see no drones in World War III. Damn right he did. And he's describing them in here. They're right along with those missiles. You could take the warhead of a missile, strap it to a drone. What do you have? A missile drone. All right, so anyway, Cuba has what? Drones. It says U.S. intel warns Cuba plans to attack U.S. How the hell is Cuba going to attack U.S. soil? Well, the last time they tried it was in the 60s with the missile crisis. The what crisis? Well, what's the new age missile? The drone.
On oil imports. Take a look. Florida Keys sheriff monitoring the situation after a report that Cuba is stockpiling drones considering a U.S. attack. Now, here is another one. Now, Cuba's president warns of a bloodbath if the U.S. takes military action.
That's a threat. Hey, threats of war.
We had heard that Cuba is next on the list. Here's another one. Cuba warns of a bloodbath as U.S. imposes new sanctions amid rising tensions.
Threats of war.
And the U.S. is eyeing attack drone threat from Cuba.
Attack drone threats of war. Look at that. Crazy. All right, so the prophecies are jumping off the pages.
See this coming out from Axios in the past couple of days. And U.S. targets Cuban political military leaders with new sanctions. We're hearing lists are being released as tensions
blockade, right? Tariffs. This is about war.
Rising between Cuba and the United States. And as I mentioned, coming out today, U.S. indicts Cuba's Raul Castro on murder and conspiracy charges.
Embargo. That's the embargo. The mark of the beast is the embargo.
For downing of planes back in 1996, 30 years ago. We are hearing that he is now being indicted today. Now, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we going to be going to war with Cuba here very soon? We're hearing
rumors of war.
They have amassed an army of 300 drones, planning to launch them towards Florida. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But I'm going to dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. This is happening simultaneous to while we also have escalation happening in the Middle East between the United States and Iran. And I let you know today that Iran threatened
Israel with a whole bunch of drones.
If attacks continue against them, if we see another wave of aggression as we're currently in this ceasefire, this pause,
Iran is going to unleash the drones.
If the attacks start up again, that they will expand their attacks beyond the Middle East, and that the United States and Israel will be hit in ways they didn't anticipate. Now, this coming in the last 24 hours, and I've let you know that we just recently heard as well that attacks on U.S. soil were being planned by a terrorist commander that had done over 20 attacks throughout the United States, Canada, Europe, and he was planning attacks on Los Angeles, New York, and Scottsdale, Arizona. It was just stopped and intercepted, but they're saying that these were not ideas or concepts. These were attacks that were in the works that were imminent. So there is a lot going on right now with Iran and the United States, and also we're hearing Cuba potentially on the brink of conflict with the United States as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we going to be seeing attacks with the United States and Cuba? If you think so, put yes. If you think no, put no. Let me know your thoughts. But let's go ahead and dive right in. And before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, please take a second, hit the thumbs up, like button.
I think they might, the U.S. might go over there and try to do what they did to Maduro. And when they do that, Russia's going to step in. I believe. I speak as a man, but that may very well. See, Babylon has to look strong. The only way they can do that is to bully somebody. And this is a good opportunity, but they might bite off more than they can chew, like they did with Iran. They bit off more than they can chew. So anyway, that's the news. This little attack or whatever, we'll keep our eyes on it. I doubt if Cuba is going to be doing any attacking. So, but we got to keep our eye on this devil because, no telling what he's going to do. We know how he operates. So 2 Corinthians 2:11. In order that Satan should not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. We know that the end is here, and it ends in World War III, and that you're trying to stave it off, but it ain't gonna work. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes on it. We'll continue to watch. With that, we pray that the electorate fight your brothers and sisters. Shalom.